Welcome to the TED Ed Podcast, where we delve into the issues that shape our daily lives and drive our productivity. We confront topics that matter deeply to all of us, from healthcare and affirmative action to voting rights and monetary success and failure. We cover it all. And yes, we dive into the complex world of politics, exploring how our country has evolved from slavery to the 21st century. Our content is crafted with care and expertise, drawing from years of experience in these critical areas. We invite you to give the TED Ed podcast a listen. You won't be disappointed. Share your thoughts with friends and confidants, and don't forget to like, comment, and share our episodes. Your engagement helps us grow and reach more listeners. Are you passionate about these topics? Do you have unique insights to share? You could be one of our guest speakers. Drop us a line, send an email, or leave a comment. All requests will be considered. Join us on this journey of exploration and understanding. This is the TED Ed Podcast. Thank you, and enjoy the show.
Hey, folks, we're getting started here and everything. If you guys see it getting dark in here, don't worry about it. It's because it's getting ready to the storm begin today here in Atlanta. Yep, the big ATL. I wanted to mention something and everything that happened to me yesterday, so we're going to talk about it. And it has something to do with a couple of people that I'm pretty sure some of you folk know about. One of them is Tyler Perry. What's up, Ted?
Taxation without representation.
Wow. uh, uh,
People, is so much silence on this airline because Ed is not feeling well or something going on with him. But let me talk. I'm going to say hello to everyone. Thank you for listening. I know a lot of y'all be listening because y'all getting a lot of our good information and copycatting it and talking about it. Well, if you want to talk about something, let me tell you what you should be talking about. Taxation without representation. Because these people, man, they've been duping us for years. You got DC, not a state. You got Nebraska. Now this state only GDP is $146 billion, and they got 2 senators and 1 congressperson. South Dakota, 1 congressperson. All these are Republicans, by the way. Only 921,530 population. GDP is 57.5 billion. North Dakota, 75.5, $75 billion. Population only 796,568. Wyoming, 576 population. GDP is only 53 billion. Now, I just gave you 4 states. I can give you probably about 3 or 4 more states that's under 1 million people. Hell, they got that in LA, over New York, many times over. Chicago. Taxation without representation. And each one of these people got 2 senators. Some of them got 2 and 3 Congress people. And it's not right. Most people like to live in big cities like Houston, Dallas, Chicago, New York, LA, San Francisco. And I'm just saying, and the reason why, because most people like the busy cities. It's moving. And we already know that New York, Chicago, New York, Illinois, California, they're big time when it comes to GDP. And they're producing and helping all these little small states that's got these two Republican senators. Taxation without representation. We do not. And now we got a president that says it out loud. Go and change the districts of Texas. And I doubt if he stops there. He's going to look at other states. Florida's already done it to try to take an advantage and draw up, so that make sure that we do not have the House. I'm gonna tell you something here. I'm not a political student, but I do read and I study and I keep up. Because I like to think of myself as apolitical, because that's just me. Because if I was political, I'd be more involved. I'll be out there doing something, calling people up and doing that kind of stuff. But the point is that I realized, in my later life, everything is politics. Everything is politics. No matter what you do, wherever you go, this country is all about politics. And it's all about money. Who's going to grease my palms? That means you got to sell your soul for your righteousness, for your good-heartedness, for your kindness. And if you don't, you're not in the party. And to them, it's a game, but they don't look at all of these people that's being hurt or will be hurt. We look at right now, politics right now is going on in Gaza. Hundreds of thousands of people dead or can't get food. Certain parts of Africa, the same thing, because people want to play politics. And I tell you, this is a hurting part of being into life today. We living in the best of times, and we living in the worst of times. If you live in a halfway decent community or state or area, you're pretty content, you're satisfied, you go back to work, you go to work, you come home, you can do what you want to do, everything is fine. But certain places in this country, you cannot live, you cannot survive. But we're not living, there's no one here, there's a lot of people that's living in poverty because we got so many people that's homeless, over 1 million people. And then we got over 500,000 people that's in foster care. We got almost 1 million people in juvenile prison. We got almost 2 million people that's in jail, in prison. But nobody seems to care. Now, yesterday they made a report that he's getting ready, this sorry-ass Florida governor is getting ready to build another Alcatraz. I'm just trying to figure out, where's the people's sympathy? Where's the empathy? Where's the passion and the righteousness? Where is the body of Christ? They just shipped about, I don't know how many people, I think they said it was like 8 or 12 people to some far off place in Africa. Don't nobody care. Don't nobody care. We got planes almost crashing. We had almost a dozen incidents because we got a knucklehead that fired all these air traffic control people. We got a supposed to be the director of Department of Defense, then messed up so much protocol. The military people is all in disarray right now. And now we got the biggest stupid shit now that's going on. You got a person that's supposed to be in charge of national defense security trying to blame a president who's been out of office for the last, since 2019, 2016.
16.
What kind
January
of
2016.
what kind of BS is this? What kind of BS is this? When that man, when they showed him right on the air and said, Russia, if you know where those emails is, and what did they do? These news people, sorry ass news people, printed all that stuff and just rolled it like it was a game. They got it. Oh, okay, let's show it on TV. They didn't find it. Russia found it. But it wasn't no collusion, no, Ed. It wasn't no collusion. It was a flat out right there crime. That was treason. And he talking about President Obama is treasonous. What kind of backward shit are we in now? That's what I want to know.
It's a
And now,
distraction. It's a
huh?
distraction. It's a distraction.
Well, they can call it distraction all they want, but these people, these knucklehead people that don't know no better, and don't have a sense of critical thinking and looking up research, there's always 4 or 5 different ways that you can look at a story. But the one thing that you people, is like I heard this guy say, you voted for this shit, so now you're going to have to
You
pay
got
for
it. You got it. You got what you wanted.
You got what you wanted.
And don't forget about the people who didn't vote. You got what you wanted. You didn't vote, so you got what you wanted. You didn't vote, so you got what you wanted. All those people who didn't vote, you did the same thing happen. You got what you wanted. You got that knucklehead, and we got him.
They thought it was a joke. Everybody thought that, oh, he can't win again. He can't win again. They thought it was a joke. And, they think, the one thing, what I found out that, and I'm going to sort of kind of take this to another level. I found out, and I just figured this out not long ago, I could have called my Republican congressperson if I wanted a gym when I used to coach basketball. That's my thing. And for years, I would have my little kids and we'll practice and get up in the morning during the summer months and we'll practice in the hot sun here in Florida. We'll start at 8:30, 9 o'clock. By the time 10, 11 o'clock, it's sunny and hot. So at 12 o'clock, we had to stop. But I used to contact the churches and everybody to try to get a gym. Couldn't get a gym to save my life. Should have contacted my congressman. Play politics. could have sucked up. But politics is everything, man. Politics is in everything. Give them a couple of dollars, and that's what a lot of people are doing. They're just selling out. Selling out. You got some Negro up there supposed to be representing whoever you're representing, talking about President Obama, that he's a traitor. Got a black spokesman talking about it. Boy, these Negroes, man, I'm gonna tell you. Give them a dollar, boy, they'll say anything. They'll just whine and still say anything. There is a thing called right and wrong. I'm not saying that the Democrats are all right and they all holy and all that, but I can tell you this: they better than them damn crooked ass Republicans, and you got a few of them that's decent. But go on, keep on living that life. You think. So obviously they don't think that God is real. They don't think that God is not a revengeful God. He's not a. He don't. God don't like ugly. He don't like evil people. That's one thing I know. He don't like. See, he don't like evil people. And the one thing I know that is coming for you. You might try to do a whole lot of things to try to stop that route, but I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm just telling you. People, man, y'all don't know what you're playing with. You're hurting a whole lot of people and a whole lot of good people. So you can think it's funny if you want to, putting all these people like they some kind of criminals or whatever, taking these people out of their homes and all of that, chasing them down like they're some kind of hunted dogs.
Oh man. Yesterday, after our show, I was looking at my YouTube channel, and I don't pay for this YouTube Premium where you don't have any ads to come on. So when I'm watching YouTube shows and stuff, I'm watching Joy Reid, Midas Touch, or looking at some other folks out there, Legal AF. Uh, Man, there's a bunch of different streaming shows and stuff out there now that I watch. And anyway, I was watching Midas Touch, and they were just about the end of the show, and right before the end of that show and everything, the damn ad popped up. I said, "Oh crap!" So they let me have a chance and stuff to stop it and everything. After you got to watch about 10 or 15 seconds of it, then you got a chance to just end the ad. So I was about ready to end the ad, and I have no idea how this happened, Ted. No idea. Usually the ads only last about a minute, or they might put two of them up there, and one of them lasts 30 seconds. You got to go through that ad, and then you got to go through part of the next ad and stuff and everything, because these people are paying Google. That's how they make their money, selling ads on YouTube. And I can't say a whole lot about it and everything, because that's how they make their money. But they asking people, you want to be ad free, you got to pay us $9.99 a month. I think it's $11 now a month. Anyway, I'm sitting there looking at this thing, and all of a sudden, bam, there's Kurt Franklin. He's sitting in his living room, I mean, his kitchen area, and he starts talking. You at the our show called the Den of Kings, and I said, "How in the hell is this an ad on here, or what the hell's going on here?" And I sat there and I listened to it, and then one of his guests walked in. This kid named Derek Hayes or something. I never heard of this guy, but he has a franchise going on, and it's called the Big Dave's Cheesesteak or something. I guess he got probably 13 or 14 franchises and stuff out there all around the eastern part of the United States. He got them in Philly, he got them LA, he opened up a couple, like he said, down in Florida, some other place and everything, but there's some franchise going on. Young kid and stuff and everything who just getting started there in the business. Never heard of him, but he came walking the door, and Kirk Franklin introduced him to his chef who was cooking for them. They was in the dining room, so they cooking there. He caught walking there. They all going to cook and sit down and eat, have a get together between the Den of Kings. So I guess those guys who he had invited are the Kings. Anyway, next guy to come in was Jay-Z Jenkins. Never heard of this guy before. Anyway, he's supposed to be some kind of a media guy and everything, and he's out there in the media industry, and he's a rapper, a part-time rapper. He's an older person and stuff and everything. He came in, sat down, and they talked and everything, and he was telling them about the chef, and he had coming in there to cook for them and other people around there. So next person who walked in the door was TP. I said, man, what the heck is going on here? I need to listen to this stuff and what's going on. But every 10 minutes I thought, turn that crap off. I'm gonna turn it off. But it got more and more and more interesting and stuff and everything. And after Tyler Perry had walked in the door, uh, he sat down, introduced himself to everybody around there, and Kirk Franklin said, okay, let's everybody go and let's have prayer and stuff because we're gonna have a meal. Tyler Perry led the prayer. He sat down. Everybody picked their little plates up and everything, and had their meal, and they all sat down at the table, the round table there, and they all talked. And man, Ted, I'm telling you, the conversation got more and more and more interesting. And you learn I learned a whole lot about Tyler Perry, about Kirk Franklin, and about this Jay-Z Jenkins and stuff, and what these guys and stuff are doing out there in our community. And they had, man, it was very, very interesting. They had this young kid up there and everything. You can tell he was young. He he didn't have his stuff all together, but he did, whatever he's doing, he had these franchises out there. And every time he opened his mouth and everything, I just looked at this kid and that thing, and I know what Tyler Perry and them was saying to himself. He's young. They didn't say it to him, but they was all because what he was talking about and everything, and how he was interjecting into the conversation didn't really melt in there with the other older guys and stuff who were around the table. But they asked Tyler Perry about why he got started, how he came into the industry and stuff, and did he have any failures? And before that, they asked Jay-Z Jenkins and stuff about his. Yeah, I had this failure, this happened, this bad happened to me, this bad happened to me. But when they asked Tyler Perry, they said, where was your failures? And Tyler Perry said, I didn't have none. Now I know, and we all know that he did have some stuff that happened. He was when he went out on the chicken circuit and everything. There were places, there were towns that he had went to, and the audience and stuff was probably wasn't even as big as his cast was. But he didn't. He said, I didn't have a failure. He said, because the reason why I didn't have any failures because anytime anything happened, it was a learning experience. So if the audience didn't show up, he knew that he needed to do something different and everything and stuff for that next show. And every time he had a show to come on, he kept improving upon himself and improving upon himself. And he didn't call those bad times and stuff a failure. He didn't even call the time that he slept in the car when he came to Atlanta and stuff before he really got started as a failure. He called that a learning experience. And he learned from living in the car and how to get himself back out there and to become a billionaire now. Tyler Perry is worth $1.4 billion. But it was interesting what he was saying. And they asked him about the times and stuff that he had friends and stuff who, you know how black folks are. Everybody got an uncle or aunt or nephew or somebody and stuff in your family that's always big. Hey man, you got all that money. Can you give me some money? So he was telling the group that he had an aunt that kept begging him for money. He kept giving them money, giving them money, giving them money. So he finally told her, say, hey, wait a minute, I'm not going to keep on giving you my money. You're going to have to do something for this. And he said, no, I got a 10-year-old son and he got to work for his money. I said, man. So he kept talking. And he said, well, we heard that you fired her. He said, yeah, I fired her. She came in and worked for me. She didn't want to come to work. She didn't want to do this. And he said, I fired her. And so one of the guys said, well, you know, that probably hurt you and stuff that you had to fire your aunt and everything. He said, no, that didn't hurt me at all. It didn't hurt me because I just got rid of her. And you're not going to take my money that I just sit there, my hard-earned money that I earned, and you're not going to work for it or do anything. But he did mention about a lot of other people that he had brought into the industry and they worked and everything, and they out there now working and they doing their thing, and they are becoming very successful people and stuff out there, and the actors and stuff that he helped to get themselves together. And one of the actors, he wasn't really an actor. He talked about the Black Panther movie, and this was Ryan Coogler's first major production and stuff that he had directed. And right after Black Panther came so successful, he said he got on the phone and called Ryan Coogler up and talked to him. And he asked him and said, what are you doing and stuff now that you got this big thing going on? And can I give you some advice? And he said, yes. And any advice that you can give me, Tyler, he said, I will take it. And he said he sat down there and talked to him about the business and stuff that he is in. And that even though Tyler Perry is so big that there are still people today, he says, who play him cheap, who do not consider his talent and the stuff that he is producing worth anything. He says that there are companies and stuff out there, white companies out there, who are producing content and they're paying them twice as much as they're paying him to produce his content. And he had mentioned that to Ryan Coogler and stuff and everything. You keep your content, and don't forget that these people and stuff and everything, they do not value your talent, even though you have made this tremendous movie and stuff. When you go back out there to try to do something else, those folks out there will try to stop you. They will hold back monies, they will hold back funding and stuff for you, and you're just going to have to figure out how to produce what you're going to get, what you were doing out there. And since the Black Panthers and stuff, I think he produced 2 other movies and stuff. And the last one that he put out is Sinners. And we talked about that about 4 or 5 months ago, how big that thing became. So evidently, whatever he told Ryan Coogler and everything is probably starting to work. But he said that's his thing. His thing is to bring other people up in that industry and to help them to get themselves up. And they asked him, he said, well, Tyler, is there anybody that you called and talked to or who didn't listen to what you said? He said, yeah, there's plenty of them out there who did that. He said, I'm not going to tell you who they are, but they never listened to me. And now they're out there in the street somewhere and they're not producing anything at all. He said, but those who I did help and everything, who listened to me and everything, I helped them along, just like Oprah Winfrey helped me along to get myself back up there and to get over that hump and become a billionaire or a person and stuff that can produce excellent content. Very good show. Very good show. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed listening to it. And he had a word for something, Ted. This social media stuff going on out there. They asked him about it. Said, with Tyler, what do you think about this social media? And he called it, let me get this thing right, the word he called it, nigger nut. He said the internet is the nigger nut because we spend too much time out there and putting our business out there on social media. And he said that is one of the things that's going to be the biggest downfall and stuff about civilization today. That social media stuff that's going on.
Click and giggles, bro.
Huh?
Click and giggles. Look, when you had a little 8-year-old, 7-year-old boy making millions of dollars just by showing toys, these people trying to figure out, hey, and you got this dude, I can't even think of his name right now, but he got an African name. The Times Magazine put him as Person of the Year. One of the Persons of the Year, top 100. And all he is an influencer. He's doing commercials. He's getting on movies. Little bitty short guy.
Never heard of him.
I'll come up with his name before the end of the show, I'm sure. But the bottom line is, it's click and giggles, bro. Just like we are on YouTube. Now, if we promoted ourselves correctly and really put it out there and for people, we're not going to have, no 10 million, 20 million people. Well, we could, but the bottom line is, all you got to have is a couple 100,000 and boom, you're in the money. You get $1 million, you're really in the money. You got people every time they come on, man, people look at their show and 1 million plus people. I mean, do the numbers, man. I done already checked out all the numbers. When people do those kind of numbers, they getting a $20,000, $30,000 check every month.
Well, the ads and stuff will follow them. They putting them ads on, and along with that, though, Ted, the advertisers and stuff also pick out who they want to have them to put their ads and stuff on. It all depends on who they are. If you got the bigger the numbers and stuff you got, the more important folks out there who are doing ads and stuff on your show. Yeah,
I'm just saying it's clicks and giggles. Tyler Perry saying that people keep strolling their phones and stuff. People trying to figure out, how can I make money? You got people that's on Spotify. You got people on all kind of podcasts. You got people that's on YouTube. And then we ain't even talking about those other channels they got. They got all kind of channels that people can make money off of. So this is the thing. This right here is where people are making their money, and some of them are making $10,000, $20,000 a month.
but there's not a lot of them doing that. You don't have no 3,000 and 4,000 or 10,000 people and stuff doing that.
Oh yes, you do.
You can only have so many. You can only have so many out there.
You got so many people that's making money. It's ridiculous.
They're not all in.
Over 1 million people that's making money.
They're not all in our community.
I ain't talking about our community. I'm talking about people in general.
He was talking about black folks.
Well, they're trying to see if they can get the content and get the followers, and that's why they're doing clicks and giggles. You got black people dogging black people. You got black people dogging white folks. You got black people dogging Hispanics. You got
I
Hispanic
don't.
dogging black people.
I don't think he was talking about YouTube. I think he was mostly talking about Facebook and Twitter and stuff like that and everything. I don't think he was talking about YouTube. I don't think YouTube was on his mind.
Well, the one, well,
He was
let's
talking
put it
about
like this.
something else. Go ahead.
The one thing that I know for sure, when you got good content, informative content for me,
Hmm.
because
I have no problem with that. Yeah, I have no problem with that.
when
Yeah.
you got good content for me, and I'm talking about articles, news articles, people that write their own personal news articles. They might be on Facebook, they might be on YouTube, they might say something that's very interesting. I learn a lot. And then I read my other news people, the regular Wall Street Journal and all those other, the Washington Post and all that stuff. But the point is that we are hungry for information to know what's going on, because the fact of the matter is that the only way that you can socialize with people now is you got to go to these networking parties, you got to go to these banquets, you got to go to these red carpets, blue carpets, whatever you want to call them. You got to go to these modeling sessions. You're not gonna get no information going to the club. You're not gonna get on. Going to the club is just some party or whatever, and have a couple of drinks and go home. But the point is, people are looking, how can you make money? Because number one, it used to be you can get out there and you can hustle and make some money selling this and selling that. But hey, people buying stuff. Hey, you put your stuff on Spotify, people buy it, boom. You release it, boom. You ain't got to get out there in the street and sell no more. You ain't got to go face to face with people no more. You just got to contact enough people to see your ad, and you got a product, you can sell it. And it's all about making that buck. And that's
Well,
what these people are doing. And I ain't blaming, hey, I ain't hating on none of these people.
I wasn't. I don't think he was talking about that. About people making money and stuff on YouTube, Spotify, whoever. I don't think he was talking about. I think he was talking about the fact that these folks are on social media denigrating their own people, and it's a whole different thing he was talking about. I'm
Oh
pretty
yeah, there's
sure
a
that's what
bunch
he
of
was.
bunch of people
Yeah,
that's doing that.
yeah. Not this producing content and stuff and everything like we're doing. He wasn't talking about that. Oh man. Oh, eBay.
One thing that
I
I
got
want to
to
bring up,
go
one thing
ahead.
I wanted to bring up is that I've been reading a lot of articles. Well, not a lot, just a couple articles that these mega people are divided,
Big time.
and a lot of them, and the QAnon too. They ain't dead. They're out there, bro. These QAnon people. The one thing, they are big conspirators. You know, and a lot of these people bring up lies and make up stuff, and some of the stuff that they want, because they were saying, hey, Hillary Clinton and all these other people was in it, so therefore they wanted to know the Epstein tapes, but they didn't realize that, hey, some of these people was dealing with Epstein too, Republicans.
Hmm.
So now they want to know what's going on and how come Trump is not releasing all that information. He's hiding it. They already reported that they got 1,000 FBI people scrubbing his name off of a lot of this information, trying to take his name out of it. But the point is that when you have these females on the internet talking about they had relationships with Donald Trump, little 12 and 11-year-olds, 13-year-old girls, committing fellatio with him. And a lot of people say, well, nobody care about that.
Bull crap, they don't. They
That's what
care
they're
about
saying.
that. They just saying that they don't care about it and everything because they are trying to protect him. He has an army of folks here out there trying to protect him, including the Speaker of the House and almost all your Republican leaders there in the Congress. They are trying to protect him. They do not want this stuff to get out. Really don't want it to get out, but they can't stop it, man. It's a damn train, and they can't stop that damn train. And even if they shut down Congress, they're not going to be able to stop it. It's got too big. And when you get the MAGA folks out there and stuff who are against him, he's in trouble. And I don't care what he's trying to do. All that stuff you were talking about that blaming Biden, and he's turning around there trying to blame Obama and all that stuff. Those are distractions and stuff because he know that this daggone thing with this man is creating all kind of problems and stuff for him. And the more people find out about that stuff and everything, the more he's going to look like he's already done rape women and stuff and everything. But when you start messing with children and stuff and everything, then that's a whole big different ball game. If he was messing with Epstein, he was messing with children. Because that's all that man did. He wanted little girls, and it's out there in the world that anytime one of his partners and stuff and everything, his sexual partners and stuff, got to be 18 years old, he dropped them and found another young girl because he loved young girls. That was his modus operandi, and this man ran with him for 15 years. You cannot run with somebody for that amount of time and be associated with him and everything, and you are friends and stuff, and you telling people that's my friend if you ain't into that same clique with him. That's my story.
Well, one of the things another thing that's really irking these mega people, they was big on being against vaccines, right? Well, now they finding out, and we've talked about this before, there's a big old outbreak of measles.
That's been going on for a while.
That's right, but it's getting worse and worse. And people are upset with JFK Jr., or whatever he is, a junior. I guess he's a junior. And this boy, he in trouble. Because there's already been people that's dying. He in trouble. And that ain't even talking about how much he can cut CDC. Trump did it years ago when he first got in office, and then he comes and Biden built it back up, and then now a lot of them are gone again.
Yeah, but
we are not protected.
For some reason or another, he is protecting these weak cabinet members. Why he is doing this, and I have no idea. That Christy Nome and stuff, he's protecting her. I thought by now that Bondi, he would have been thrown up to the wolves and everything, but he has not. And there's a couple more, including Kennedy and stuff. He are protecting them, and why he is doing that, I have no idea. Because
he want to destroy America, bro.
Any other president and stuff, with all that mess going on that they had going on, their job would have been in definite jeopardy.
He wants
even
to
Pete
destroy America.
I understand that, but still, you can destroy them, but you can't have people that's sitting behind you and everything who is...
They are incompetent.
I understand, and that's what I want to say, that they're ignorant.
He wanted to destroy America. To have some buffoons running these big, giant, you might as well call them corporations, departments, whatever you want to call them.
Government agencies.
But the bottom line is, that's what he wanted. He wanted to destroy America. He hates America.
Well, he's doing that. That is definitely happening. He is definitely happening.
Tell me one thing. He said that he was gonna do this and do that for people. He ain't done shit for nobody.
Nobody. Wait a minute. Yes, he did. All those billionaire friends, he has done them a favor. He put that big, beautiful bill out there and got it passed. And
Oh,
he
oh
made
yeah, he got
and
that
he
done,
put
but
that he did
that's
it
why
for
they
them.
keep giving him
He
money.
did it for them. But the rest of these folks out there, even his MAGA friends, he has not done anything for them. Nothing. And he doesn't care.
You got farm people going out of business, filing bankruptcy.
Absolutely. They got farmers that's going out of business, just like we talked about yesterday. They're going out of business and there is no help in sight. In his first term, he come up with what, about 16 or $19 billion and stuff to bail them summer guns out after he started that crap war for China. He has not given them farmers not one quarter, no money at all to help them to get through this whole tariff crisis he got going on. And he got the biggest lie going in the world. Now he came out and told everybody, we got a trade deal with Japan. We got it. We got it. We got a trade deal with it. Japan hasn't said anything about no trade deal. They have not came over here and signed no trade deal. How in the hell are you going to have a trade deal with somebody and it has not been signed? They haven't even talked about it. They haven't even been here, or nobody's been over there to their country. And if you got a trade deal with a country that damn big, they're gonna make a whole big parade out of it. Them sitting down with all your people. The people from Japan is sitting there. The people from the U.S. are sitting there, and they're signing all this paperwork for this trade deal. We have not seen that. Scott Bessent is sitting there saying, well, in just a few more days, we got 5 or 6 deals and stuff that we're working on, and we're going to have these deals done. But August the 1st may or may not be the deadline and stuff because we got these deals going on, so we don't know what's going to happen.
Well, they did a trade deal.
They did who?
Yeah, they did a trade deal with Japan.
With who?
With America.
Who did one?
Japan.
When?
It's all over the news today, man, in the business news. They did a trade deal. He wanted 25 and he got it down to 15. He put it down to 15. But before that, it was 2%.
Shit. There ain't no trade deal unless they signing something. They
I'm
ain't
looking
signed
at
shit.
I'm looking at it right now here.
They ain't signed nothing. Has Japan signed anything?
I'm looking at it right now. It says Japan chief trade negotiator departed Tokyo on Monday morning for the latest rounds of tariff discussions in Washington. He left behind a nation of political turmoil and bracing for a new jolt of economic pain. Japan was also barreling towards August 1st deadline to reach. The successful negotiation deal was widely seen as critical to the political survival of the prime minister. And they said that they have already reached, they charged a tariff of 15%. They lowered it from 25%. I'm
Have
just
they?
saying what they got here.
I know, and that's the same old crap they've been putting out before, and it's a damn lie. If
Okay.
they have not came over and signed all that paperwork and everything, there is no deal. They don't have a trade deal until it's signed. Has not been signed. If you can I can say and got any damn thing I want to say. I got a trade deal going on. They don't have crap. They said that China had a trade deal twice. We got a trade deal with them, but they didn't sign nothing. Nothing was signed.
Anyway, what the news says here, conference on Tuesday, it says that Mr. Akasawa said Japan would provide up to $550 billion in investments and loans in the United States focused on areas such as pharmaceuticals and semiconductors. That's what it's saying here.
There ain't no trade deal.
Okay.
It ain't been signed. If we ain't signed nothing, you can say any daggone thing you want to say. And you know how Trump is. If ain't nothing signed, he gonna change his mind tomorrow. Oh no, I don't want to do that. He ain't signing nothing with nobody because ain't nobody signing with it. Because most of them they don't believe in. Plus, the people in Japan is having one hell of a time with their prime minister. That prime minister got a bunch of stuff going on there in this country. So a whole lot of folks in there pissed off at him. He might be losing his job. He lost it. I think they had an election there in Japan and stuff and everything, and his party lost the election, and they went to oust him from being the prime minister. So I guess he's trying to save his job by saying that he got a deal and stuff and everything, but they don't. Anyway, last final word, Ted.
Well, I've been trying to. This morning I missed Tesla as far as their it's been bouncing up and down, and the sales has gone down tremendously, but his shares per share is pretty steady, $332.56 as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, in the last 52 weeks, it's been as high as $488.
Mm-hmm. And you notice and stuff that since April or something when their board of directors and stuff was so had put out that they were mad at him and they were gonna throw him out of that job and everything as CEO. And in the last month, they haven't said anything about that at all. They haven't said anything about ousting him or throwing him out or anything. Something going on. That man is doing something, kid, to satisfy them folks and everything. Something is
Well, in the
happening.
second quarter, the earnings slowed. The earnings slowed 23%. That's slowing and losing is two different things.
Mm-hmm.
So
Something's going on. He's satisfying somebody because they were gung ho into getting his ass, and now all of a sudden in the last month or so, has nobody said anything about taking him out of his job as CEO or nothing. They've been quiet as a rat peeing on cotton. And when people start getting quiet, something getting ready to happen. They either liking him or he done placated them some kind of way. You got
well,
something going on.
He's opening up more shops.
Yep, he's got something going on. There's something going on there. He got and
Well,
they ain't
he's
said a
he's
word.
already raised some like I don't know how many billions of dollars for his AI thing. So they know that this AI thing is going to help Tesla as well.
Something going on. I don't know what it is, but something's happening out there. He doing something, man. Thing that, and it got to be good if they stopped because they was in an uproar about him and stuff about two months ago, and nobody else has said anything about it. You haven't heard any other countries and stuff saying they're not going to buy his Tesla cars anymore. You haven't heard anybody riling up and everything about him or protesting him or anything, even in the foreign countries. Something is happening. I don't know what the heck it is, but whatever it is, you done quell whatever they uprising that they had going on. You done stopped all that. That old boy is slick. You doing something.
I just told you what he's doing. It's XAI. He's already raising money for this, and it's not even as right now. He has an IPO, and he's raising money for that. And the people that gets in on the top of it, they're gonna make a lot of money. Only certain people can get into this early IPO. If you got a lot of money, and let's say you got $20-50 million or more, you can get in on it, and you're gonna make a lot of money because that thing it's gonna pop. That's what it is, bro.
Well, it did. Anybody who got AI in their daggone name is making money right now because anybody that says artificial intelligence, they invested in them.
What I want to know is this, and I haven't did the research on it, but they said Microsoft was heavy into agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
and I just heard that a couple of days ago, and I said, "What?" Because I know Bill Gates is heavy into agriculture, but I know Microsoft itself. I guess they got a certain division in Microsoft. They're dealing with agriculture,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know what that's about.
They're using their software and their cloud, all their cloud stuff. They're using that, and they're using it in agriculture because they realize that there's money and stuff in there, a lot of money in there. Because these people and stuff are using the cloud and stuff and everything to plant their crops and all kind of stuff. That's what Argentina had done. That's what Brazil has done now to improve their crops and stuff. They're using these AI to help them to improve with what's going on. AI is into everything, man. I'm telling you, AI is into everything now. You name something, it's into it. They're using it, and there's a whole lot of folks who are using that stuff. I mean, it is just it's taking over. And if you're not into it, and you ain't putting your money into it and everything, you're getting ready to lose out on something very, very, very big.
Well, it says here that his ownership stake is valued at $66 billion. He owns 59% of it already. And the estimated stake of AI was 53% valued at 26.26 billion already. And the merger of AI and X Corp resulted in a significant increase in Musk's stake. So he willing and dealing, bro. He willing and dealing. You might not like him, but he's a willing dealer.
I don't have any problem with him now.
No, I ain't talking about you personally. I'm talking about a lot of people. He's a wheeler dealer, man. He got connections
But
with
that's what
people
I'm
with
saying.
money.
That people now are beginning to really get into him and stuff and everything, and realize that even though they were mad at him about this Doge crap that was going on and stuff and everything, him moving out of that Doge stuff and telling Trump that you fucking up and everything. Well, excuse my French people, telling Trump that you messing up and everything with this because you going the wrong way. And when he did that and everything, it changed a whole lot of people's attitudes and stuff about him. At least mine, it had changed mine that he had enough nerve to tell him, hey man, hold on. We went into this thing with a purpose and stuff, and now you are not listening to me and what I'm trying to tell you. And Trump is not listening to him and everything right now. He's got his nose and stuff someplace else and everything to his detriment because he needs to yeah, that old boy could have made him a multi-billionaire if he had stayed with him and listened to what the heck he had to say, but he didn't for some reason or another. I don't know why he did that. Why he stopped listening to him. I guess he got too powerful in everything and told me, you can't tell me crap and I'm the president. But this man getting ready to make you a multi-billionaire, buddy, and you just threw that thing down the daggone pipes. Anyway, that's about it, I guess, unless you got something else you want to say, Ted. We about to end here.
I always got something to say, but I'm gonna stop it right there.
Yeah, it's about at the end of our whole thing here. And my final word and stuff is that I'm trying to figure out how there is a way and stuff, Ted, out of this daggone wilderness and stuff and everything. And I know that man is ruining our country, doing all the bad stuff. But there is a way for this country to make it out of this mess here, and no matter how bad this man and stuff is treating it and
Figure it out,
everything.
Ed. Tell us, bro.
Yeah, there's a way out of this crap. I'm telling you, I can feel it. I don't know why, but I wake up every day and stuff knowing that there's a way out of this, and I don't feel as bad as I used to 2 months ago or 3 months ago. There's a way out of this. It's not all. Everything is not dead. I
Well, you
did
gotta
something.
tell us, Ed.
I I I've been I I always look at my enemies and research them and find out what they're doing. So my focus and stuff here for the last month or two and stuff, you ain't gonna believe it, but it's been on China. How in the hell have these folks and stuff created all this stuff that they're doing and stuff now? They are right now the technology giant in this world. they are producing stuff and everything that we never even thought about doing. And I did some research and stuff to find out. And each time I go and I look at them and what they are doing and what they're saying about them, I go back and look at that they took Google and told them about 2 years ago, get the hell out of their country. You can't get up in here. They sent Facebook out of their damn country. And then they started putting money into Huawei and some of the other companies and stuff there. And what these companies and stuff have done, and they have social media stuff and everything inside of their country also. But what is happening stuff is that those major corporations they have out there, they have they can go into a Huawei's website, into their social media portion of it, and they never have to get outside of Huawei's circle. They got everything in there. They got their messaging stuff. They got their food thing. They got everything they need right there inside of their messaging services. Uh, and they have allowed their people to innovate. They don't care who you are. If you some of those young folks and stuff and everything who are in school, who are in just getting out of school or whatever, if they're becoming engineers, or they're not engineers, those folks and stuff are allowed the freedom to do stuff. Whereas here in the United States, when Google or Facebook or some of these other big corporations and stuff find these little companies and stuff and everything that are doing things, what they do is they buy them up. You'll come in there and make those developers and stuff instant millionaires. And once their company and stuff gets into the ecosystem and stuff with these major corporations and stuff, nothing happens. The innovation and stuff stops. But in China and stuff, they continue to allow those innovators and stuff. If you got something that people like, they allow you to put it there, and you are the one who controls that stuff. Nobody else can take it away from you or even want to take it away from you, because the government, if they find out that you're doing something, they're going to continue to put money into your pocket so you can be able to innovate, because you're the first one who started. You know how to innovate. And that's something that we have lost. We do not let the innovators and stuff continue to innovate. That's my last word. We'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.